Welcome back again, family. So there is breaking news coming out from Burkina Faso now, where the Burkina Faso's president Ibrahim Traore has banned INEC, that's Independent National Electoral Commission, that's a body responsible for conducting election. Alright, so family, if you are coming new to the channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, share this video so that many people get to know what's going on recently in Burkina Faso. Alright, so stay tuned on this video while I gist you more. Alright, let's go. So Ibrahim Traore said banning this INEC will also safeguard heavy funding of elections. You know, when there's election in the country, the government always give money for campaigns to various parties. So you see, so Ibrahim Traore said if this INEC isn't banned, there will be unnecessary spending of money. And also he also said there is always free and unfair conduct of election. Like it's true, in many African countries, elections are not well conducted in the country. There's always a system of how can I put it? Like they are always doing a fair conduct of election in most African countries. So that's why he also banned this INEC in Burkina Faso, just because of this free and unfair conduct of election. And also Ibrahim Traore make this move to limit foreign interests of election processes. You know, foreigners, they always like to intervene in election like this. Like, have you ever asked yourself why foreigners always like to interfere in Africans election? Have you always asked yourself that? Just because they want to know the person taking power, the next leader taking over a country, so that the leader coming into power should be their puppet, so that the leader should be their puppet. In other words, they should be somebody that they can work with. You understand? So that's why you see mostly the foreigners like to intervene mostly in this African election. All this is done just because they want to achieve their goal. So that's why they always interfere in Africans election, just to know that the next leader taking to power will be their puppet, so that they can achieve this their goal. So that's why you see outside foreigners always like to interfere in Africans election. Alright, and that's why many Africans in many African countries, they don't always see the leader that they wanted because of this system. Like, for example, in my country, Cameroon, they always do a free and fair election, because the leader you vote for is not always the leader that will come to power. It's the other way around. They are always using a type of another system. That's why I see Ibrahim Traore have to ban this INEC in Burkina Faso, because they don't do a fair election. Citizens of the country, they always elect somebody that will comes in their favor, but as when the election gets to an end, it shows that it's somebody else that's taking over power, whereas citizens voted for somebody else. But since foreigners came now intervene in this election, they have now put their own puppet, the leader that they will always work with for their own interests. Alright, you can see, for example, in the case of Ivory Coast, Ouattara, the Ivory Coast president, he had to step down this year, but you see France have been supporting him so that he should go in again for election, so that he will still win. And you see, because France is taking Ouattara as a puppet. Like, Ouattara being to power now will help France achieve many of their goals. You see, so that's why you see they're making all possible means that Ouattara should continue holding Ivory Coast. And the citizens now have decided that no, Ouattara have to step down so that somebody else will come. Alright, so that's why we see elections in Africa are not always fair. Yes, you see Burkina Faso president banning this INEC in Burkina Faso just because of this, because there's not always good and fair election. Don't always see their leader that are voted in power. Instead, they see somebody else, which is not good. So that's why Ibrahim Traore has banned this INEC in his country, and I also want that different African countries to also do same. So that's why we see many countries like Nigeria, Cameroon practicing this INEC system of election. They don't want the government not doing anything about it because they know that they are working on their own interests, because removing the INEC system of election will really bring havoc to them, because they don't always put the person going to power is not always the public wants, but what the government wants. So that's why we see the government is not the government don't want to dissolve this INEC system of election in most countries, just because of their own interests. So you see, Burkina Faso's president has banned this INEC system of election in Burkina Faso. Yes, and that's why other countries, they cannot ban it, because they know they are making that for their own interest. Yes, they're making it for their own interest. That's why they cannot just ban it easily. Yes. All right. So what Ibrahim Traore has done this time is really good, and will also help the population. Will also help the citizens to vote their leader, just to put somebody that they deserve to be their leader in power to rule them. Alright, this INEC system of election is a weapon fashion against many African citizens. They don't want this INEC system, but since it's the government controlling election, they do anything. Citizens, they cannot do anything, because government are the one controlling election in countries. That's why Burkina Faso's president has said that we need to ban this INEC. Alright, so tell me your opinion in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Alright, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share this video, so that many people are going to know what's going on currently in Burkina Faso. Alright, usually those in the diasporas, those that are ancestral races from Africa, you should know that Africa is developing every day. Alright, Africa is not that graveyard that the imperialists thought of. Africa is now a place to be. Alright, so do well to share this video and subscribe to the channel. Alright, see you in my next video. Good shot.